We're not going to sit back and watch you light democracy on fire. We will fight fire with fire.
Trump is running scared as Gavin Newsom put his foot firmly on Donald's fat neck, quickly showing the nation what happens when you stand up to a tyrant. The Republicans will whine and cry foul, but their tears should fuel our hopes that there is a path out of this madness. Despite repeated warnings, it looks like Texas is going through with their mid-decade redistricting. As today, the state Senate passed a horribly gerrymandered map that gives Republicans 5 extra seats. We'll cover that towards the end of the video, so I've got some timestamps for you below. And go ahead and subscribe to Really American while you're at it. Yesterday, after it looked like Texas was going to go through with Trump's orders to steal him 5 more seats, Gavin Newsom hit back at Trump by sending him this letter. He also sent a video directly to Donald Trump, basically giving him the official warning that he's playing with fire here. And if there's one thing that California knows better than anyone else, it's fire.
Hey, President Trump, it's time to stand down. It's time to make another phone call to Greg Abbott. This time, instead of calling him and telling him you're quote unquote entitled to 5 congressional seats, it's time to tell him to stand down. It's time to recognize that democracy is at risk. It's time to, dare I say, do the right thing. Actually see how that feels for you, doing the right thing. If you don't, California will neutralize anything you do in the state of Texas. California will continue to punch above its weight. We believe in democracy. We believe in the enduring values of our founding fathers. 249 years. We're not going to sit back passively. We're not going to sit back and watch you light democracy on fire. We will fight fire with fire.
He wrote, "Dear Mr. President, I'm writing to you to call on the governor of Texas and other red states who are acting on your request to draw new congressional maps through an unprecedented mid-decade hyper-partisan gerrymander to rig the upcoming midterm elections, to stop those efforts. You are playing with fire, risking the destabilization of our democracy, while knowing that California can neutralize any gains you hope to make. This attempt to rig congressional maps to hold on to power before a single vote is cast in the 2026 election is an affront to American democracy. This is not what the founders envisioned, and California cannot stand idly by as this power grab unfolds. I do not do this lightly, as I believe legislative district maps should be drawn by independent, citizen-led efforts, as we have done in California for the last 2 decades. If you will not stand up, I will be forced to lead an effort to redraw the maps in California to offset the rigging of maps in red states. But if the other states call off their redistricting efforts, we will happily do the same, and American democracy will be better for it. Sincerely, Gavin Newsom." Personally, I like this message a little bit more. It's less cordial, more name-cally, and I like that. But when given a chance to respond, Trump lamely gave a weak insult while completely ignoring the very real threat that came along with Gavin's strong words.
If we didn't go to L.A. 3 months ago, L.A. would be burning like the part that didn't burn. If he would have allowed the water to come down, which I told him about in my first term, I said, you're going to have problems, let it come down. We actually sent in our military to have the water come down into L.A. They still didn't want it to come down after the fires. But that was it, we have it coming down. But hopefully L.A. is watching. That mayor also. The city's burning.
What's really burning up is Trump's chances of stealing the 2026 midterms. Today, Gavin's office put out this hilarious tweet where they mimic the way that Trump types, and it's just so good. They said, "Donald Trump, the lowest polling president in recent history. This is your second to last warning. The next one is the last one. Stand down now or California will counterstrike. legally to destroy your illegal crooked maps in red states. Press conference coming, hosted by America's favorite governor, Gavin Newsom. Final warning next. You won't like it. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I think it is such a good idea to poke fun of Trump this way, but also it seems like there's got to be a press conference in which Gavin Newsom is going to announce their plan to go ahead and redistrict in California to counteract Texas. Seems like time has completely run out for Trump to heed Gavin Newsom's warning. Texas has moved a new map through the Senate to the chagrin of, well, literally the entire country. The situation for Texas Senate Democrats isn't the same as the House, so they couldn't just break quorum, but they did send their message by walking out of this disgusting mockery of democracy.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I know that there's been a lot of discussion about this bill coming forward today, and everyone has different perspectives on it.
Yeah, different perspectives on it. That's one way to call the most obvious corruptions of power I think that we've seen a state do in modern political history. Mid-decade redistricting, like, it is so brazenly corrupt, as Texas Senator Roland Gutierrez pointed out after walking off the floor.
What's happening down in that room right now is nothing but a scam and a sham on the people of Texas and the American public. And this bullshit president has done all this on his watch, and this governor has perpetuated this scam. And so I didn't know what else to say that my colleagues haven't already told you. But as I walked up to the Capitol and I looked up at the flag that stands above it, I saw the star on that flag. And the flag used to mean something in Texas. It was symbolic for strength and independence. Yes. I'm pretty certain now that under the watch of Greg Abbott, that's nothing more than a one-star Google review. Because let's be clear, the facts are clear. We have a woeful education system, a woeful healthcare system, a woeful infrastructure system that couldn't even give people in Kirk County water gauges. 100-year-old technology and sirens. That never happened, even though it was asked in this very last regular session, and that bill was killed by the lieutenant governor. We have time after time asked them to fix the infrastructure of our rural communities, and Republicans have failed to do so. We have time after time asked them to fix the infrastructure of communities along the border, on communications, so that we wouldn't have another Uvalde. And time after time we have asked for some basic common sense gun violence solutions, so that a man doesn't walk into a Target, steal some cars, shoot down 3 people, and just, if you don't know, when the guy was arrested, he was naked with a Bible in his hand. Already shown to have countless mental health holds, and yet in this state, any mentally ill person or 18-year-old kid could access an AR-15. And that is why this state is broken. That is why we don't deserve any more than a one-star review, because Greg Abbott and his friends have screwed us over and over and over again. And my message to rural Texas, you've been screwed more than anybody. And you keep voting for these fools. It is time we have real change and real issues. And much like my representative colleague, Senator Molly Cook, I'm not going to go back into that farce, into that bullshit room where nothing gets done today, because they would rather do Donald Trump's bidding. They would rather be Donald Trump's lapdogs than to do what is necessary for the people of the state of Texas.
It seems like we've already gotten confirmation that California is going through with their counter gerrymander. All I hope is that they get more than 5 seats and finally put this whole gerrymandering garbage era behind us for good. Truly, the best course of action would be for the Democrats to put the pain on Republicans with redistricting to the point that they cry uncle and give up the ghost. It's a joke of a system that we currently have, allowing politicians to pick who they represent instead of the other way around. And I think most Americans would agree that the tit for tat needs to be over. It's time to crush them before they crush us completely. If you guys want to stay up to date on what MAGA doesn't want you to know, well, then you know where to find it, right here at Really American. So be sure to subscribe. I'm Tony Hinderman, and I'll catch you next time.